Good morning, everyone. Welcome to 8 West. It is Friday.
Yay!
Oh my goodness, another week in the books. I do not know where this entire month has gone.
It's been a really fast one.
Crazy?
You know, it's interesting.
It's the 30th.
You weren't here yesterday, and we had a lot of people wondering, you know, every time Rachel's missing, they wonder if maybe by chance you're creating your own art prize.
Well, you know, I like to be people guessing at this point, and
exactly.
so no, obviously, no
Not
baby,
yet.
not
Yes.
yet. But
you got to start relaxing.
Could be any minute.
You know, the hard thing is to take a break because there's so much going on in the Grand Rapids area and in West Michigan, especially with ArtPrize. And it's interesting here at our broadcast studio. We're here in the Grand Rapids Art Museum overlooking Rosa Parks Circle, where it's really kind of the epicenter of all the activities around here. And we've been able to have some great live guests, including one of your very favorite artists who stopped by our studios this morning for Daybreak. I had my picture taken with Paul Collins,
And
such a
Fred,
talented
he's such
guy.
a great guy. I love Paul.
He is really a nice guy, so talented, and it was just kind of interesting to get his perspective on ArtPrize, because you know there have been so many people with differing opinions. You know, should art be a contest? How do you judge? And his opinion was, you know what? It's all about your own opinion, and he loves the conversations that have been started, because he said, you know 50 years ago, people probably didn't think country music was really music, and now it's, you know, one of the most popular forms. And he said,
or performance art.
Performance art.
Or let's say, you know, we have a lot of music and we have some fashion in ArtPrize this year.
Absolutely.
I think people didn't always think of that as an expression of art either, which it completely is.
Oh yeah, so somebody like Paul, who's such a talented guy, and who has really devoted his life to spreading enthusiasm and a lot of education. He works with a lot of kids all across the country, and especially here in West Michigan, and so really interesting to have his perspective. So it was great for him to stop by this morning.
Yeah, so it's great. So now we know the top 10. And so some surprises, maybe not some surprises. You know, we have some people that have placed in the top 10 before.
Right.
And you kind of, you know, I've heard some people saying, I'm rooting for this person because they've been there for 3 years straight. They deserve this. Some newcomers. What I thought was really neat is we have about 4 people from the Michigan area that are there.
Yeah.
And then, you know, spread out to people from different places of the country that would have never come to West Michigan had it not been for this competition. But one of the really unique things too, I think, in some respect, you're seeing some patterns.
Right, I think you're right about that.
People that are really showing up well and having a lot of turnout. You're seeing a lot of center city presence in a lot of the installations that are there.
Right, and this year I know that organizers of ArtPrize really did a focused job in trying to get people out into the neighborhoods in the surrounding areas to look at the art. And if you haven't had a chance to put the list with an actual visual of what each ArtPrize top 10 is, we have that list for you. And the first one, these are really in no particular order. The first one is Mantis Dreaming, and this one's gotten a whole lot of buzz. It's located at the Bob.
Yes, and it is. And this is one of the pieces that he's been in the top 10 for the past 3 years. We have Crucifixion from the person who got second place in the competition last year. And that's at DeVos Place, of course.
Right, and Under Construction. Interesting. You know, this is one that's gotten
the performance art.
Yeah, a lot of
so cool to see that.
A different art form. You know, and we've seen everything. You know, from sculpture to paintings to, of course, the drawing last year. Under Construction. That's also at the Bob.
And a local artist put that together. Also, another local, Tracy Van Dynen, Metaphorist. Really beautiful. I mean, gorgeous. The shimmering face on this, and this is at the side of the WMCAT building. Yeah. Right along Fulton too. So great location for
Pass
people.
by that all the time.
You don't even need to. You can just see it when you're driving by really, really well.
Okay, Rusty, this one's just kind of one of those whimsical things. This is located at the Grand Rapids Public Museum.
Yeah, this guy's from the UP. You know,
Yeah.
I think this is one of the really loved ones from families. And so Ocean Exodus, this is also at the Bob, and this is, you know, a really cool, interesting one too. It was like,
And here's one. This is a sculpture piece. It's
amazing.
At the right near downtown.
At the PNC Bank.
Absolutely. And this is the President Ford Visits ArtPrize.
Yeah, so you got to love that. Focus on a hometown hero.
Right.
Yep. Okay, then we have Tempest 2. This is beautiful. Laura Alexander. When I was walking through the Graham, I saw her talking with some people, and 5 layers of hand-cut paper, meticulously done. It's on the second floor of the Graham. Check that out.
You can imagine
really cool.
how time-consuming and just how meticulous that process was. And of course, this is a fun one that's appealed to a lot of families we know from Lou Tilma. This is Grizzlies on the Ford, and that's at the Ford Museum.
Yep, in the water. You gotta love the placement on those. And then Rain. Really cool abstract piece that is at the Grand Rapids Public Museum. Okay, so the winner announcement will be next Thursday. It's October 6th at DeVos Performance Hall. It is a ticketed event, and that's something that we haven't done before. It starts at 6 o'clock. There's going to be a bunch of ceremony, but Wood TV is going to also be bringing it to you because obviously there are only a number of seats that can be filled for that.
Right, and we'll actually be broadcasting the whole production live at DeVos Place and on our air, Wood TV, and at woodtv.com. And so it's really great that even if you can't be a part of that ticketed event, you really can still be part of the energy, part of the excitement, even if you're at home or if you want to come to downtown to the Rosa Parks Circle.
Yeah, it's cool. So up until this point, a lot of conversation about art. That's what this whole contest is about. And I'd like to think that my daughter kind of has her finger on the pulse. You know, she's 2.5, but she's got pretty good taste. And so she's been art prizing, and actually I have a couple photos I wanted to share because she's really savvy. You know, she picked 2 in the top 10.
You know, I can't even believe this because you emailed in these pictures this morning, and I thought, you know, leave it to Coco. But you know what? A 2.5-year-old
This is the bears.
Absolutely.
Isn't that adorable?
Okay, what's adorable are those sunglasses. They look like
ArtPrize appropriate, aren't they?
And of course.
Yes. Yep. By the dog over at the Public Museum.
Yeah,
and I think that these have to be a couple, you know, not just well loved by our family, but all families in West Michigan, because kids flock to animals, and that's always really a good prediction of what could end up in the top 10. We saw Nessie before the first year, and some other really great ones last year too. And so just wanted to share those because I thought they were uber cute.
Clearly no sign up that says don't touch the artwork.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the challenge, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness,
your hands
kids
off
want to
it.
touch. But we're going to actually, a little bit later in the show, get to something where they can have a very hands-on event, and it's happening this weekend, so don't go away.